Okay, so we're gonna test this. I have to sit up straight, be professional. I swear, you gotta get like warmed up to be on. Whew, it's hot. Got some booby sweat already. Welcome back to my channel, guys, where we talk about everything health and wellness and how it relates to everyday life. It's definitely my motto that in order to live your best life, you have to feel your best. So everything that I do, both in my personal life and on this channel, is related to mental wellness, because that's where I struggle the most, but also experience the most success if I focus on that first. So how does starting a business relate to your health and wellness? Well, if you find that you're somebody that if you hate your job, if you hate having a boss, if you're super motivated and hardworking and super disciplined, but you just like have a hard time working so hard to build something for somebody else, then it's probably time to start looking into starting your own business. I've been self-employed since I was 21. It's not for everybody, but if it's right for you, then it's awesome for you. So I just kind of want to play that in that for my mental wellness, like I have to work for myself. That's just the way that I'm the happiest. I'm not happy being somebody's employee. I'd rather use my own talents, my own efforts to build something that's for me and something I believe in. We're gonna talk about starting a health and wellness business because that's what I'm in the process of doing. So I wanna take you guys along that process with me, show you all the behind the scenes, and yeah, just take you along with me as I do it. I think lots of times people build something in the shadows or in the background, and they don't really share the day-to-day or what it really takes, because everybody wants to just have this, big reveal. But I think that it's important for you guys to come along, see what I go through as I launch my business. So we'll get into that, but it's hot. It is hot in here because I can't have a fan on. I gotta use my notes because I swear I'm like getting a hot flash right now. Anyways, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I want to talk about this in two parts. So the first part is going to be setting up a framework for your business. It consists of 6 parts, and this is like very tactical, very much like do this step, then this step, then this step. So we'll get into that right now. Now we're at the computer because everything that you're going to do next as far as framework, you need a computer to do. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna need for your business is an address. Now, we're basing everything on like an online business, so you're not gonna actually have like a physical address. And you don't wanna use your home address because this is gonna be like on the internet for the world to see. Some people are creepy, like you just don't want to put your home address out there. So to protect your privacy, you want to use a business address. So now you could use like a PO box. You could get a box at the UPS office. The option that I found that actually is like, I'm loving it, is a virtual mailbox. So I'm using this company. I forgot the name of it. I think it's like Post Scan Mail. But basically what happens is they receive your mail and then they'll scan in the front of the envelope and they'll put it into your portal online so you can check it. Then you can tell them whether like what they should do with the piece of mail. Like, do you want them to open it up and scan the document to you? Do you want them to forward it to you? Do you want them to just hold it? And then what you can do is drive to that mailbox, like they actually have a physical spot, and retrieve your mail or get it sent to you, So my mailbox is in Mesa. I can go get all my packages there, which is awesome because like if you get a small box at the post office and you keep getting big packages, they'll make you upgrade to a bigger box. And then with UPS, they're just way more expensive. Like the virtual mailbox I got is $10 a month, and I think UPS was like $30 a month. So it's a really good option as far as like saving costs but getting what you need, because you can see your mail right away. You don't even ever have to like go there if you don't want to. You could have them forward everything to you. So that's number one. You want to get an address before you do anything else, and you'll see why. So the second thing you want to do is go online to GoDaddy and see if the name you want for your business is available. Like, I call this the recon phase. And this is where, like, you may have an idea of what you want your business to be named, but you need to make sure like it's actually available. So you can go online to GoDaddy, do a domain search, and see what's available. So if you see that it's available, then the next thing that I do is go to like social media, whether that's Instagram, YouTube, whatever, do a Google search, see what comes up for that name, see if you're competing for anybody, like with any other companies for that name. And you really just want to get a feel for like, is the name I want available? Like, you need to do all that recon work before you decide to name your business. Once you have that all nailed down, then go ahead and purchase everything and get everything set aside. So you've got your address set up, your name's all set up and set aside. The next thing you want to do is register your business in your state. And so the way to do that is to create an LLC, which is different for each state. So in Arizona, where I live, you go to the Arizona Corporation Commission website and set everything up there. There's a lot of information on setting up an LLC. There's 2 points that I want to make. So the first one is that you need a statutory agent for your business, and that is somebody that will like receive mail or documents on your behalf. And it needs to be somewhere that has like normal business hours, and is a physical place. So you can either hire somebody to do this for you, like you could pay, or like I have somebody who's doing that for me. As you can see, I have it set up that way. So that's one thing you want to think about, is in order to set up an LLC, you're going to need a statutory agent. And the second thing is, if you have that address for your business set up already, then that's what you want to set up your business as, because your LLC information will be published publicly. So you want it to be that, online or PO box that you had set up, and not your home address, because you're going to receive a lot of spam mail and you don't want creeps knowing where you live. So when I set up my LLC online, I expedited it, and I actually got it approved that same day. In fact, everything that I did on this list, like as far as this step and the next few steps, I got done on the same day. So the turnaround time is super fast. Don't think that this is going to take a really long time. As long as your paperwork's done correctly, you should get approved relatively quickly. Once you have that done, the next thing you want to do is set up an EIN for your business. And this is basically like the social security number of your business. It's what you will use on tax forms. It's what you will use if you want to set up a bank account. If you want to, like if you're going to have employees that you're going to pay, you need that number. And it's really easy. It takes about 5 minutes to set up. It's really straightforward. And again, you want to use that mailing address that you set up for your business. So like, if you haven't gotten the point yet, I hope you've gotten it by now, that it's really important to use that business across everything that you do. Now that you've gotten all of your business documents set up, the next thing that you want to do is set up a business bank account. So I went through a company called N26. I set it up online, took 5 minutes. I had my debit card in like a week. Super easy. There's no fees, there's no setup fees, there's no balance, there's no maintenance fees, nothing. It's a really good option when you're first starting out. Then obviously, like if you bring in a lot more money or you want other options, and you can always change to something else. But that's what I would recommend as far as just getting set up right away, is to use that option. And then the last thing is your bookkeeping. You just really want to get into the habit of keeping really good records. I made this mistake with my first business that I started 10 years ago, that I just never got into the right routine of keeping really good records. And so when tax time would come every year, I hated my life. Like I would have to spend like 5 days straight just working on all of my records and updating everything. Just get into the right habit from the beginning. Make life so much easier for yourself. So that's what I'm doing this time around. And there's a really cool website called Wave Accounting that will keep your bookkeeping records. It's free. It's geared towards small business entrepreneurs. It's a really cool product. It's pretty straightforward as far as using it, and it's basically just like, in a nutshell, you want to keep track of your income, so whatever money's coming into your business, and you want to keep track of your expenses, what you're spending, what business expenses you have, and the money that's coming in and the money that's going out, in a nutshell. And just keep those records and get in the habit of doing it right from the get-go, and you will thank yourself when tax season comes around. Seriously, trust sucks. So why do all of this stuff, especially if your business is starting out as your side hustle right now? It's not your main thing yet because you want to build it. So why do all of these things if you're just thinking like, well, you know, this is just like a small thing? So the first thing is that doing all of these steps, and especially setting up an LLC, is about liability. So somebody can sue you, you know, for really like any reasons. Nowadays, people will sue for just about anything. So having that LLC set up, having your EIN, having a business account, and running everything that way keeps your personal assets protected. So you may not have a lot of assets right now, but you could and probably will in the future. So it's better off to just get this stuff set up first thing right when you start out. And the second thing is that doing all of this gives your business legitimacy, makes it look like, hey, this is a serious business. This isn't just like some hobby that I'm doing, you know, on the side. If you're gonna start a business, like, you should take it seriously from the get-go. If you don't believe in it or you don't think it's gonna work, like, why would you go through all the work of doing it? You know, and that's really what leads me into part 2 of starting a business, and that is your mindset. So when you first start a business, you are everything to that business. You are the marketer, you are the owner, you're the visionary, you're the integrator, like you pretty much do it all. And being a successful entrepreneur is 100% an inside job. Launching a business will bring out almost every single insecurity and or fear that you have. You know, so it really comes down to focusing on your mindset. And it's the part that most people never really talk about because it's the stuff that they're doing on the inside. And it's very personal to share that stuff, you know? So I really want to like pull back that layer and share with you guys that if you want to start a business, you have to focus on your mindset. You have to do the work to work through those fears, because nobody else will give you the confidence in your business that you need. Like, you're the only one that can see the vision 10, 15 years down the road. And other people won't get it, so you can't look to other people to like give you the confidence, give you the reassurance that what you're doing is a good idea. I remember when I was first thinking about starting my business like 3 years ago, you know, and I had an idea and I would tell people about it and I could sense that they were kind of like, you know, that's interesting, but like, I could just sense the doubt. And eventually I just kind of like stopped telling people about it because I didn't want that doubt to be in my mind. I already had my own doubts that I was working through. And finally, like, I got to that place on my own where it's like, I don't care if anybody gets my vision. It's my vision. I know I'm going to do what it takes to make it work because I see where it's going. So I can't look to other people to like give me that. It's totally something that has to come from inside. So what do you do if you want to work on your mindset? Well, you know, we have the internet, which is awesome. And there's so many resources that are free that you can use. There's reading books, there's listening to podcasts, there's courses, you know, there's YouTube, for crying out loud. Watch those YouTube videos. My 2 favorite mentors that I've had, those are James Wedmore and Kathrin Zenkina. I'll link their information below. They both have podcasts, they both have courses, they both post a bunch on Instagram. They're amazing. I've invested money into their courses and it's been one of the best investments I've ever made, not just for my business, but like for me personally. By doing those things, like, I was able to put my mindset as the priority and work through the doubts that I had and get to a place where I'm working on launching a business. I had this idea almost 3, maybe 4 years ago. It's taken me 3 years to work through those fears. The most progress has come from the last year when I started working with these coaches. If you really want to like save yourself the time, look to somebody who's already done what you want to do. And if you can learn from them, do it, because they're going to save you so much time. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about with mindset is like, what do you do in those settings when people close to you, or really anybody, discourages you, or, you know, tells you maybe like, oh, that seems risky, or, you know, it's really hard to run a business, or blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I think the best thing to do is just thank them for their opinion and then move on. If they're not living the life that you want, then their opinion really shouldn't matter to you. It's one of those things where like, they're just coming from their own fears and their own experiences. It really has nothing to do with you. People may criticize what you're doing. People close to you may criticize what you're doing, whether to your face or behind your back. And this is the saying that's always stuck with me is, you'll never be criticized by somebody who's doing more than you. You'll only be criticized by somebody doing less than you. If you're focused on building your own business and you're, you know, working towards your passions and doing something you love, you really don't have the time or energy to give to somebody else in terms of like bringing them down. You know, that's just not where your mindset's at. So you have to realize somebody that's criticizing you or trying to bring you down is just in their own negative space, and you don't need to focus on what they're saying. You know, just focus on your dreams. And the biggest takeaway, if you want to start your own business, is you just have to execute. You know, you can learn, but then you have to actually take action. And honestly, that is the hardest part. Action creates clarity. When you're stuck, that is when you need to take action the most, because it's just going to move you forward, give you the clarity or the answers you need, but it feels so counterintuitive. You think you need more information, think you need to work on stuff more before you can actually do something, and it's the complete opposite. So if you take anything away from this video, it really just comes down to doing the dang thing, you know, just do what you want to do. And you only get to live once, so like, you have nothing to lose, really. We all end up in the same place, so just go for what you want. So I think that's enough rambling for one day. I hope you guys enjoyed this sit down. I'm not the biggest fan of doing sit downs, but I really wanted to share this information, and I really wanted to bring you guys along with my journey. And so I'd love to hear your feedback, whether you liked it, you know, what I could change. I'm totally just trying to fill some stuff out, see what I like, see what you guys like, and go from there. I'd love it if you guys would join the tribe and subscribe. I have a goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So I have about 3 months. So if you'd love to support my cause, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I think that's it. I never know how to say goodbye. I'm a person that hates saying goodbye. I'm somebody that just likes to like slip out the side door and not say anything. I don't know why. That's it. So take care now. Bye-bye then. I don't know if you guys will get an Ace Ventura reference. Oh, my back hurts. I'm trying to sit up and have good posture. And I'm freaking hot. Those balls, man. Feels so fancy. It's fancy Nancy. Take care now. Tie. So, anyways, that'll be all for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.